I'm Brandon at the bench with another install for you. And this one from our friends at Shepherd Tactical Supply. We're going to be going over the installation of their Performance Series Short Stroke Trigger for the LCP series of pistols. Well, this is a universal trigger, fits both asterisk, non-asterisk, dash, no dash, the whole 9 yards. Tools you're going to need. You're going to need your brass hammer, you need a bench block, you're going to need a shepherd's crook pick. Mine was broke, so what I did is I modified one of my other ones. Works pretty handy. But you're going to need a pick of some sort. 90-degree will work as well. Small needle nose pliers, flathead screwdriver, 3/32 punch, and 1/16 pin punch. Now, some of the tools I'm using today, right about now you'll be seeing it come across the screen, is from Shepherd Tactical Supplies trigger install kit. Comes with the 050 and a 1/16 Allen, as well as 4 extra 2 6/32 and 2 4/40 set screws to cover all the set screws and their triggers in case you lose one. The 1/16 punch and the 3/32 punch also come from them. Tools are done. Let's pet the goodest boy ever and go ahead and get our trigger out. Now, if you're using VC3, I've already taken the liberty of pre-treating these screws, but if you are using VC3, you'll go ahead and take that out of your trigger install kit. This is one I keep one of these little paper clips on, so that way I can keep using it instead of having to get new every time. But you'll coat the entire outside of the screw, and then you'll set it off. Go ahead and pause the video for 15-20 minutes and then come back, because that'll give the VC3 ample time to cure. Those of you that'll be using blue Loctite, let's get to it. First thing, lock and clear, or visually and physically empty. Go ahead and take your flathead and pop your takedown out. Set it off to the side. Take your slide, set it off to the side. Also in the slide, there's stainless steel guide rod. All right, nice little addition. Doesn't rust like the stock one does. So then we're going to take our 3/32 punch. We're going to push in on this little dot back here, and that's going to uncover the hammer spring seat. All right, so that's the hammer spring seat cover. We're going to take our needle nose, and we're going to remove the hammer spring seat, which is really just rod. Set it off to the side. Now we're going to take our bench block. We're going to line up our front frame pin and take our brass hammer, our 3/32, drive out the front frame pin, drive out the rear frame pin. All right, now we're ready to remove the chassis from the grip frame. Now, this is a test gun, so stock trigger's missing, no big deal. It's going to be the same way. The only difference is yours will be plastic, and you will not be reusing the trigger pin because it's like 5 feet long. So remove your trigger bar. Once the trigger bar is removed, you'll take your 1/16 punch, push it out the top, push out your pivot, and everything will come apart. Anyway, we'll take our stock trigger out, your plastic trigger, and your long trigger pin, and you'll put it in your bag in case you need it for warranty work. Alright, so now we're going to take our new trigger, our STS trigger, we'll put it in there. Take our pivot, go ahead and put it in. Take your trigger return spring, making sure the arm is forward. And I like to grab the pin with some needle nose. Alright, drop it down on in there. Then I take the trigger bar. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and put it on. We'll wind our trigger return spring to the front, or rear, correction, not to the front. Don't wind to the front, that'll break it. And we're ready to drop our chassis back in the grip frame. So we start at the front, and we have our little hammer catch here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 3/32, because it's got more surface area. We're going to come in. Alright, I'm going to push up on the hammer catch, dropping the chassis at the same time. Now the problem here is that stupid thing has a tendency to get in the way of the hammer spring. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and then I'm going to turn. You're not going to really be able to see, because if you do it this way, just about every time the hammer spring gets caught in the mag well, it's a pain in the butt to get together. So you push that forward, turn it, and drop it in. See what I'm saying? We don't want that. So drop it on in there. Okay. Now, to make my life easier, I like to put the frame pins back in now. Let's take your brass hammer and put your frame pins back in. Now we're going to turn it upside down. We'll take your pick, get it on the spring. Oh, we'll set that in there first. Then we'll take our pick, grab our spring, pull it up, seat it, pull your pick out. Now, we'll do a little function test. Well, that works, alright? So everything's moving like it should, so we can go ahead and put our hammer seat back on. I'm going to go ahead and put the slide back on. And now we're going to function test, and then we're going to set our pre and post travel. So slides on, it cocks it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pull the trigger, hammer should fall, rack, release, 2 resets, pull. Function test, we're good. All right, so let's start with our over travel. I'm going to turn it clockwise, a whole bunch. Because we want to stop the hammer travel. Now, what we're going to run into on this particular test gun is we'll end up running out of room before we run out of post travel. We don't want to do that, because then it defeats the purpose of the screw. It's kind of wonky. So if you get to a point where it's almost at the rear, you have one of those that's going to be a pain, just go ahead and adjust it back a little bit, back into the screw, or back into the trigger, I should say, and you're good to go. Now we're going to adjust our pre-travel. So what we want to do is kill the reset. So we're going to turn counterclockwise so that the pre-travel screw comes out, so that we no longer have proper reset. All right, so right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to rack the slide, pull the trigger to the rear, turn it counterclockwise one turn, turn it counterclockwise another quarter turn, we get our reset. We need 2 clicks. It is not a false reset. This is a semi-cocked double action only. If you don't have both resets, the pistol's not going to work. And there you go. That's it. That finishes the install of this nice little trigger from Shepherd Tactical Supply. Shortens the pull on this little pistol a lot, which is great for self-defense when you're in a really stressful situation. So be sure to definitely go swing by their website, shepherdtacticalsupply.com. Check out their offerings. And this is Brandon from the bench. We'll see you next time.